I'm John Cobb of Cobb Cycling. Today we're going to do a video showing the effects of handlebar position and how that changes the pressure on your sit bones on the bike. I've got a regular road bike here and I've set it up with the handlebars kind of in a normal position. If you just go to a bike shop and get a bike, this is kind of how they come, where the bars are just about 2 inches at the most below the seat. And that generally sets you up in what people consider a normal bike position. I've got a local racer who's going to help me with this. Come on up, Robbie. I've gone in and put some markers on his hip and knee pivot point and shoulder pivot point. And what we're going to do is see the changes as we move the bars. If you look initially at the hip pivot point and your pelvis point, and that's where your pelvis bone sticks out right at your waistline, like in this situation he's like at 45 degrees. But what we're wanting to do is lower the bars and rotate him forward, which will take pressure off of his sit bones because that'll roll forward and open up his diaphragm more. I put some marks on the back wall so you can see the references as we change in height. Okay, so now I'll lower this and we'll see. Now in Robbie's case, he's got good back flexibility and lean body mass. And lean body mass does help you get lower without your legs coming up and hitting you in the stomach. But everybody has the ability to rotate their pelvis and end up with the better diaphragm clearance and more comfort. But when you're having seat comfort, and particularly your sit bones, everybody really questions what to do. And what I find is lowering your handlebars is one of the very first steps to achieving more comfort. Okay, start pedaling now. So what we've got now, you can begin to see how Robbie's back, like I said, he's an A-style back with great waistline flexibility. The B-style backs have all their flexibility right up in the shoulder blades where you see the big humps. That's about how 75% of the people are, about 25% are this way. But now his pelvis point and his hip pivot point are coming down much flatter. He's still got great clearance here so he can breathe better because it's opening up his diaphragm area. But his shoulder area has dropped a lot. But he really doesn't have much weight here. Judging by your hand weight, and you can tell by the color of your hands, whether your knuckles are white or whether your hands are going to sleep, is how much weight you have up here. But the bigger thing is, you can see how he's rotating forward and he hasn't got as much pressure back here on his sit bones. So now we're going to make a little more aggressive change, and we'll show how we end up on this. A lot of times people go, I can't ride a real aggressive position like that because my neck will hurt, or the weight's too heavy on my hands. Very often hand weight is a problem of tilt of the nose of the saddle, and we'll discuss that in just a minute. I'm pulling off 2 centimeters of spacers here, sticking that back on that. Then I'm going to lower the bars another about 3 centimeters, and I think that will get us in a pretty good position. Now, this looks pretty aggressive, but in all facts, Robbie rides this way all the time, and so he does pretty well. But if you're an A-style rider, A-back style rider, this won't be a problem. If you're a B-style back rider, this will be a little more of a problem. I have another video that you can find specifically about B-style riders. that will help you with some great tips on getting comfortable with that. What causes this to have to use a stem like this with this downward slope is because most of the companies nowadays make the bikes with real tall head tubes trying to get you more comfortable. But what we find is for aggressive riding, and it doesn't have to be just racing, but where you're out riding a little harder, as you go down further, it keeps taking weight off the seat and off your hands. Okay? Now, Robbie has the ability to flex like this. I don't. Come up just a little bit. But this would be a pretty normal all day long position. You see how he's still got good clearance here. He's not hitting my hand at all. His pelvis point and his hip pivot point are almost flat now. His butt cheeks have come up so he doesn't have any pressure on his sit bones because they're off the seat. And now he's riding on the rami horns and the adductor muscles, and they don't care, so it works out pretty well. You can tell by the markings on the back how the changes have gone on his overall aerodynamic gains. That should be pretty good. And this should be a good long distance position. Once again, this is good for a rider with great back flexibility and an A-style back. Okay. And you also notice how on this we've got the seat tilted up, and that takes pressure off the hands. Don't be afraid to run these seats higher. It's very common on every brand of saddle to run the seat at 4 or 5 degrees upward tilt on a road bike. Thank you.